Definitely learned something. I think, you learn something every day. I suppose it's broadened it more, if anything.
Yeah.
And it's definitely, I suppose, just reinforced it more that it is definitely such an important thing in life. And that's something that has been slipping away on a slippery slope downwards, and now it's our chance and opportunity to drag it back up and get it to a level that it just becomes the norm and the tradition again for people to be out and about, and general health and well-being, but also massively from an educational point of view, but a completely non-formal, non-forced type of it, just life learning, basically lifelong learning, and kind of promoting that it's not just this little box that we're going to fill now and then we'll move on to something else. It's just a thing that continue and can transfer throughout life in general, and isn't just like, well, we'll do this for a few weeks and then sure forget about it. That it will have some kind of an impact and trickle effect into their lives. Yeah, because there is at the moment, again, there was some research came out recently about obesity and stuff like that in Ireland and statistics. So there's a little panic again. What are we going to do? But not every child is into the GAA or rugby or those kind of big team sports. And sometimes as well they're super competitive, and competition isn't always the way to promote health and well-being either. So I think just a natural environment, obviously the colour green, all those things. It's so easy, it's so accessible, it's non-competitive. There are just so many benefits, and for some people, it's the norm for them, but unfortunately that's not a huge amount of people. So particularly in cities and bigger towns and communities, they're happy to pay for their children for someone else to give them that side of education that should really be the parents and grandparents, but unfortunately it isn't. So there's a great market there for the rest of us. But the likes of forest schools as either an in-school programme or an after-school programme would become as popular as your child going off to learn swimming or your child going off to GAA, because that's a huge thing in Ireland. Or for some, as popular as music, the tradition of learning music within a family. Well, they learn to, do campcraft stuff or make things or become creative with their hands or identify just even like a handful of native trees or animals. And obviously the whole value of like understanding where things come from in terms of, your potatoes don't just come from the supermarket. Absolutely. Or your medicine doesn't just come from the pharmacy. Those people actually would have got stuff from the land like we did today, but obviously put it through a massive process and packaged it and asked you for a load of money for it. And that it just it becomes the kind of almost like the norm again and the tradition, and that maybe eventually, well, there won't be need for forest schools because it'll just be something in everybody's life. But I don't know, probably not in my lifetime it'll get to that stage, but in a lot of ways, I probably will run specific, this is forest schools for 6 or 8 weeks, whatever, in a school term, whatever, but also that everything I've learned from it will just naturally be integrated into my everyday work and life. And whether I'm out teaching, SPA training, the single pitch award training, that I will naturally just bring stuff in there so that there's a balance, that it's not, well, rock climbing isn't all about hard skills. There's a whole other set of stuff about the environment and ecology and, being with other people and, what about this rock? Where did it come from? What's it, all that side of it. So that, when I'm teaching other people to be instructors, it's not all about getting the piece of paper and I can do this knot and that knot and that knot. There's a whole other side of soft skills to it as well. And I think forest schools, some of those elements can easily be transferred into different courses. Same with the mountain leadership programs that I run. Or some other work that I do, just kind of general site-specific work, that it'll all just be interlinked.